Welcome everyone to Good News and Holidays. It's the CruiseAway show here on Gecko with Derek and Joe.
Hello.
In this show, prepare for 3 wonderful and very memorable trips to Northern Europe with incredible cruises.
Yes, we are taking you in August on a cruise with Holland America from Holland to the north of Norway, the land of the midnight sun and northern lights. Now we've also got London on the menu for October for you, with a city stay and a grand voyage with Cunard up to the northern lights and fjords of Norway on the iconic Queen Mary 2.
Yeah, we're rolling out the red carpet in this show, I tell you. And we're starting our epic journeying to the North Cape on a Dreamlines package looking ahead to next August for 19 nights. And we're cruising all-inclusive with MSC on the impressive Preziosa. Now, we're meeting her in Hamburg, Germany, so we'll fly from Sydney on the 3rd of August next year. And we'll stay in Hamburg first for 3 nights. And we've also included a hop-on, hop-off tour ticket for you, so you won't miss any of the hot spots of Hamburg. These hop-on, hop-off tours are brilliant, and you can hop on and hop off as you like around the city, because it's a bus that does a complete kind of circuit.
A loop, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You've got incredible stops there, 20 stops actually, of immersive sightseeing action. So it's amazing that you can use this and do it at your own pace and see what interests you most in Hamburg, which is Germany's leading seaport. Gateway to Berlin as well, so you could head there by train, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Fascinating place though to visit in its own right, situated on the banks of the Elbe River, over the water, which has over 2,100 bridges. That's more bridges than Venice and Amsterdam combined, by the way.
Is it?
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
You've got to have a nice German beer and arena while you're there. The sausages, of course. Then we're on to the MSC Preziosa for 14 fabulous nights. This is Fantasia class, and it's got 13 decks, which are all, by the way, named after gemstones. Our kind of ship, Derek. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Opal, emerald, amethyst, and topaz. There's got to be a diamond deck there somewhere for sure.
Well, there's the Swarovski staircases, of course.
Yes.
Never forget those. So it's always got that lovely link to gemstones there. You're all inclusive on this cruise as well. You've got the Easy Plus package included, which is drinks up to €9 value. That's frozen and classic cocktails, fresh fruit cocktails, spirits, liqueurs, bottled beers, all sorts.
Coffees.
Included on the menu. And your service charges, so your gratuities on board are also included, which is lovely. And look at all these restaurants.
This makes it so easy, doesn't it, to budget when you've got all of those things included. And of course they do food in style, in true Italian style on board MSC. Obviously some of the best chefs in Italy and from around the world cooking for you, making their fresh pizza, fresh pasta, fresh bread every single day. Delicious cakes, lovely live music, incredibly opulent shows in the main theatre as well, as the grand dining room, which is the Arabesque, which is also full of beautiful marble floors and chandeliers. I mean, you really do feel like you're in the height of luxury. There's a thrilling 4D cinema and an F1 simulator and bowling on board as well, that you can enjoy with the family. Maybe have some competitive game playing action. We're cruising out of Hamburg, and a day at sea is going to see us in to Bergen in Norway. One of my faves, actually. It's full of gorgeous, colourful houses, tranquil sea walks, and lovely cafes. A port you will bound to fall in love with. Then we're on to Molde in Norway. Molde Fjord, actually, located north of Bergen, with its white clapboard houses sitting along a sparkling fjord. So pretty. 200 peaks are visible from this part of the Romsdal Peninsula on a clear day. Then we are in to Longyearbyen, which is in Svalbard, which is known for its icebergs, actually, so you can kayak along there and ski through glaciers even. There's the museum, there's the church to visit, and the 24-hour sundial. Then it's Honningsvard, which is your gateway to Norway's North Cape, and we have an overnight there, which is lovely. So you can enjoy of course we are in the land of the midnight sun as well, so you have that eternal sunshine when you're in port, which is incredible. There's the ice bar to visit as well. Next up, we are into Hammerfest, and the northernmost point of the Struve geodetic arc is where we're visiting here. You can have your picture taken next to the obelisk and information plant, which tells you you're in the northernmost point. There's the Polar Bear Society to visit. Then we're into Tromsø, lying north of the Arctic Circle, and it has been a departure point for Arctic explorers for generations. They have the cable car, the Arctic Cathedral, which is amazing, and the Polaria Aquarium. Then we're into Leknes, and this is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's actually known for its beaches, this port in Norway. And of course, we're there in the summer, so you might likely get some lovely weather, nice and fresh, beautiful greenery everywhere you go. Stavanger's up next, and it's Norway's fourth largest city, and it lies on the Gangsfjord, so you can actually take a tour to the fjord while you're there, or visit the old port with the enduring role in Norwegian history. Then we're back into Hamburg for a flight back to Sydney, Australia, after this incredibly enchanting voyage through the seldom visited northern territories of the world.
Yeah, they are wonderful places as well. I mean, we are very, very lucky as well to be able to cruise into Svalbard, because I know they're putting some certain restrictions into, you know, who can and can't come into that in terms of cruises as well. So this is going to be fantastic. And you are on those most northerly ports as well, up in Norway. And it can happen at any time of the year. There are some sweet spot times of the year, but it can happen randomly at other times as well, where those northern lights, the aurora borealis, comes out to play, and it can happen at any time of the year as well, even during the summer. This is going to be an incredible adventure, actually. 19 nights in all for August of next year, and a deposit today of just $500 each will secure and lock in and guarantee the price I've got for you, which is brilliant. Now, that price includes your flight from Sydney over to Hamburg in Germany. You've got 3 nights in a hotel there, that's included as well, and then that 2-week cruise with MSC on the Preziosa to Norway, the North Cape, and the best ports to enjoy the midnight sun as well. Remember, that cruise includes your gratuities, so your service charges, your daily service charges, all included, and the Easy Plus drinks package as well, which is drinks up to the value of €9 each, which is really good, really big selection as well. And of course, we include the flight back at the end of the cruise from Hamburg in Germany back to Sydney. As I mentioned before, $500 each today to lock in this price tag, and this price tag is super exceptional, because this is a part of the world that the world is cruising to right now. Let me tell you, people are looking for something that's that little bit more unusual, that feels a bit more like an expedition, an exploration, and so this is becoming a real hot spot in the world for cruise adventures and expeditions as well, and you've got it there at $7,199 per person. Deposits today of just $500 each, and if you'd like a better view, how about upgrading on board Preziosa as well? Let's look at your prices there for ocean view, for balcony, and indeed for suite as well. They are amazing. MSC are a fantastic cruise line as well. They're an Italian heritage cruise line. Very, very glitzy, very glamorous, amazing staff on board, fabulous range of food, very visual entertainment, because actually, just by nature of where MSC cruise in and out of, they attract a very international audience. So you'll be meeting people from lots and lots of different countries who will be on this cruise as well. Amazing. And of course, if you want to break the cost down of your trip, use Travel Pay Later as well. It's absolutely brilliant, and you can break down interest-free the cost of your holiday down into 6 or 12 installments as well. So talk to the team about that. 1300 407 687. It's a great way of budgeting for that next trip, and also being able to guarantee a price tag right now. So take advantage of the best prices and then split the price down into 6 or 12 payments. It just makes so much sense these days, doesn't it? Where we're pinching every dollar at the moment, aren't we? Incredible. Call us now, 1300 407 687.
Brilliant.
Right, amazing. Well, that's a good start, isn't it?
It is, and I tell you what is even more exciting. If you thought that was a brilliant itinerary, next we're hitting Norway's northerly ports at one of the best sweet spot times of the year to see the natural wonders of the Aurora Borealis, the magical light show in the skies. Now, it's 18 nights for this trip and it starts on the 28th of October. We're going to fly you first from Sydney over to London in the UK, where we're staying in crisp London for 3 nights on the 28th of October. Of course, this one starts. Lovely time to visit, actually, in the autumn.
You'll be there for Halloween, won't you?
You will be there for Halloween. And, of course, the autumn colours, you know, moving into winter, but you'll still see some lovely colours, hopefully, in some of the big parks in London, like Hyde Park, St James's Park, Green Park. Great to stroll through those and walk around this iconic city. There is the London Eye. Of course, you can see the changing of the guards. You can head down to South Bank and see some great museums. Buckingham Palace, of course, Windsor Castle's not too far away by train. It's an amazing city.
So
London.
much to do.
Great food as well. Then it's time to join the iconic ocean liner, the Queen Mary 2, whose reputation precedes her. You're going to be on board for 12 nights. Now, Queen Mary 2 very rarely ventures out of her tried and tested itinerary, which is the transatlantic crossing. So to get to go on board when she's doing a different itinerary is a really magical experience.
That's very true, actually.
Yeah. So many people book for this, so do book early for this trip because it does get booked up really quickly. There's nothing quite like cruising Cunard. They are the original cruise lines, of course, the White Star Line, dating back hundreds of years. You even have a little museum on board. Great boutiques, your big brands like you know and you love, like H. Stern and Bulgari and Tiffany, some big brand names. And then there is just, drinking in the history that this ship actually reflects. Of course, everybody goes to town on formal night. It is a black tie and sparkly dress territory. As you stroll down those stairs arm in arm, you really will feel the footsteps of the people that have ventured there before you, whether it's the grand dining room or a delicious afternoon, white-gloved afternoon tea up in the Winter Gardens. This will be one magical cruising experience you will never forget.
Yeah, it's very, very
iconic.
True. There is the pub as well that you can escape
There's
to.
the pub,
just
yes.
so you know, it's nice and relaxed as well.
Yeah.
So out of Southampton?
Yes, and we're heading into Bergen in Norway first you can take a lovely funicular trip up to Mount Flogan, I think the weather's going to be lovely and crisp and it'll be a wonderful time to explore these northern cities for sure. Then into Tromsø, where you have 2 overnights. Now, this is for the Arctic Cathedral, the Polaria Aquarium, but the beauty is here, you have got, of course, that ample amount of time to be able to potentially see the phenomena that is the Northern Lights. And of course, that is why we are venturing onto this itinerary. Amazing. Then we're on into Trondheim. And of course, this is the Northern Lights right here, what you might potentially see. Absolutely magical phenomenon where the sky fills with these beautiful colours. You have the optimum opportunity, obviously, with the overnights and also being on this itinerary to actually see them.
Well, you've got the best view as well, haven't you? If you think about it. I mean, there's no bigger sky than from top deck on a ship, really, is there?
Exactly.
You get to see the whole thing. It's not like you're looking at it through a letterbox.
Yeah.
And it is the most magical phenomena ever.
Then we're into Trondheim, yes, and you can just do some nice strolling around and enjoy some of the beautiful architecture of Norway. The people are incredibly friendly. They all speak very good English in these ports, so don't worry, you won't have a problem navigating these ports of call. Aalesund's up next, and one of Norway's most distinctive-looking towns. It's packed with fascinating architecture and history and a gorgeous natural setting. The Kjellstua viewpoint is where you can see lovely views over the city for sure. Next up, Stavanger, known for the Leisefjord and the Canning Museum. It's quite interesting to learn about the ecology and economy of these ports, actually, and things like that. There's the opposing cathedral as well, very dramatic and beautiful. Then we're back into Southampton, where we have included your transfer from the ship to the airport to fly back to Sydney. Now, do speak to the team if you want to extend your trip in Europe, stay a bit longer, head on somewhere else. But what a magical adventure awaits you on board the beautiful Queen Mary and up into the magical north.
Yeah, I tell you what as well, I mean, what you don't appreciate even from the pictures that we show you is life in Norway is full of these picture box little towns and villages. They're very, very welcoming. What Norway calls a city, we would call a town. And they are so cute and they are so charming. Such a lovely, warm welcome as well. It's just a wonderful place to visit. And what I would do as well is take advantage of shore excursion opportunities as well to get really into the heart of the country. You've got some of the most amazing views as well. When you're sailing through the fjords of Norway, when you're on a ship, you're at eye level with the scenery, and that means you are getting the best view of absolutely everything, all of the wonderful kind of mountainscapes that you are sailing through. It is magical, let me tell you. And it's a perfect time to enjoy what will be a trip of a lifetime in October. Now, the price I'll give you includes your flight from Sydney over to London. You've got 3 nights in a hotel there, and then that Queen Mary 2 iconic voyage that you'll be taking with Cunard for 12 nights. Now, we talk about Cunard being very luxurious, but it's also very casual and very comfortable as well. Kind of switches gear by day and by night. So it's for everyone, let me tell you. And remember, your 12 nights are in search of the Northern Lights via the beautiful fjords. And we include at the end of the cruise, of course, a transfer from Southampton, from the port there, up to the airport in London for the flight back to Sydney. Oh my gosh, you need to see this price tag. I've just seen it. Oh my word, you need to see this. You are cruising with the cruise line that everyone aspires to voyage with. Everyone wants to do it. And people think you need to be a millionaire to sail with and voyage with Cunard. And you can see from this, no, you don't. We fly you over to London, you have a mini break in London, and you have this Cunard voyage as well. It is incredible. As Joe says, if you want to spend longer in London, you can absolutely do that, not a problem whatsoever. Or maybe on your way back to Australia, there is somewhere else you want to call in on the way back. Maybe a stay in Paris or Barcelona, Dubai, Singapore. The world is absolutely your oyster. With such a good starting price, it's amazing. Let's look at upgrades as well on Queen Mary 2, because on the cruise itself, you will enjoy the very best of everything. It's an amazing, amazing experience with Cunard. They look after you like no one else. And remember, you still get that same experience when you're sailing out of Southampton. You'll have that picture in your mind of all of the thousands of people well over 100 years who've started their transatlantic voyages with Cunard from Southampton. There's still a bit of a tingle whenever you sail out of Southampton. It's amazing, but of course you're heading in a very, very different direction here as well. Don't forget, you can split the cost of your trip. You can split it 6 ways or 12 ways, interest-free with Travel Pay Later as well. Talk to the team. It's very, very easy to apply for that as well. Call us now on 1300 407 687 and talk to the team, because there's so much included on this trip. You do not want to miss out. Use that telephone number on the screen. It's not going to cost you a cent. Remember, 1300 407 687. Now listen, you may be new to our shows here on Gecko for CruiseAway. We're here 3 times a day, 10 in the morning and 1 and 4 in the afternoon. But you might never have done business with us before. Well, be absolutely well assured we've been in the business for a very long time.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
There you go. So that's us, and we've got companies around the world as well as part of our global Dreamlines company. So that means that our relationship with the cruise lines, airlines, hotel brands, it's not just here in Australia, it's across the globe, and that means big buying power, and that means big discounts for you.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So finally in this show, we have a brilliantly curated package up to the North Cape in August this year, over 19 nights. Now this is called Holland to the North Cape, and we're sailing with Holland America Line from Holland. So there we go.
A lot of
That's
Holland.
easy. So the 20th of August, let's fly you from Sydney over to Amsterdam in Holland. It's summer over there, so you're going to enjoy 3 nights in a wonderful Amsterdam hotel. Oh, Amsterdam, it is such an incredible city. It really is.
Everyone comes back with a different story, don't they?
They do. It's so diverse as well. For starters, of course, you have the bright colours as summer and all the flowers will be out, but also you can easily travel around the city by bicycle like the locals do, or stroll. It's easy to walk around. It is awash with incredible museums, from the Van Gogh Museum through to Anne Frank House, which is absolute must-see. That's the central station right there. Great shopping to be had as well. And then it's time for us to join the new Statendam for 14 fabulous nights. Yes, so you're getting to kind of continue that Dutch experience, even though it is an American cruise line, but Dutch origins, shall we say. So they do preserve a lot of the traditional element of cruising Holland America Line. You do feel like you're not on a big, imposing boat or vessel. You are actually on much more of a low-key, almost like a large yacht. I've always feel Holland America Line are like, and I worked with them for many years, and I really, really enjoyed being part of this company. The staff are incredibly friendly and welcoming. The spaces are relaxing. Everything feels like they're put there for you to have the best possible cruising experience. These are the boutiques, great shopping there. Up on the solarium, which has a retractable roof, which is always good for different weather conditions, of course. And it's about the finer things in life. Brilliant food, and they are so focused on their food. They have a whole culinary arts experience that you can enjoy on board, with live cooking demos, party planning, all of that fun stuff, actually. They have a lot of enrichment lectures on board Holland America Line on different subjects, from your shopping imports through to planning your excursions, and then they might have guest lecturers and experts on the ports you're venturing into as well, which is so interesting, I think.
Yeah. This looks, doesn't it? When we're watching the videos of Holland America, and I know Joe and I, we've talked about Holland America a lot over the years and your experiences with them, but for people who've never been on board before, it just looks so inviting. You just think, yeah, this is my kind of experience. Because remember, with a cruise holiday, and this is something that people forget, when you go on a traditional holiday, you actually need to put quite a lot of effort in. You need to make things happen. When you're on a cruise, I tell you what, the choice is all just there. I mean, you just have to make a decision. Am I going over there or am I going over there? There's entertainment on every night. There's something going on the whole time.
Yes.
I don't need to wash, cook, clean, do any of that stuff.
No.
Just breathe in and out and enjoy it all.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You have to, when you're planning, you have to make it happen. When you're on a cruise, they make it happen for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about anything. So we're cruising out of the port for Amsterdam, and the first port we're heading into is Ålesund in Norway, where you can head up to Gecko Island or over to the Atlantic Ocean Marine Park. Some tour recommendations here include the best of Romsdal and the Troll Path, or the islands of Gecko and Godøy. So head to those if you can. Trondheim is up next, where you could take a trolley ride around the downtown, or a tour to the Open Air Folk Museum and Nidaros Cathedral. So some recommendations for you right there. Lovely 17th century buildings as well. Honningsvåg is next, the northernmost point of Europe, of course, where you can head to Nordkap, the North Cape, or to, you can actually go out on what's called the King Crab Safari and learn how they catch the crabs and cook them, and you're part of the whole experience. Tromsø is up next, where you can ride the cable car to the summit of Mount Storenstein for dramatic views, or take a tour of the Husky Wilderness Camp. Oh, they're adorable. So interesting learning about this, actually, when you're there. We are into Leknes in Norway next, which is a very interesting port for lots of lovely, you are there in the summer, so you can actually head to the beach. I know we don't correlate that with Norway, but you can, and they're very beautiful. There's also the Nussfjord fishing village, which is very cute. Then we're into the Shetland Islands in Scotland. Very cool. This is a really interesting place to visit. There's a visitor centre there to check in. Do some bird watching, you can go see the Shetland ponies or head to the Shetland Museum. Portree's next in Scotland, Isle of Skye this one, where you can see lots of incredible castles, including the Island Donald Castle or the Dunvegan Castle and Gardens. I know a lot of you will be on this itinerary to go and experience the castles in Europe. Invergordon next, known for Loch Ness. In 1933, an enterprising editor enlivened a slow news week with a story of Loch Ness, and it's been legendary ever since.
The monster.
Yes. You can scan the dark waters for it. Then it's Edinburgh, where you can see the Royal Mile, incredible Edinburgh Castle, Princes Street, the Palace of Holyrood. This is an enchanting and gorgeous city.
And
wow.
the Royal Yacht Britannia is well worth getting on board.
Yes, absolutely. So here's an overview for you. So we're back into Amsterdam. We'll fly you back to Sydney. What an itinerary. Of course, you're heading off up into Northern Europe, up to Norway, the Northern Cape, then down to the Shetland Islands, into Portree in Scotland for Glasgow, Invergordon for Loch Ness, Edinburgh, and then back into Amsterdam. Of course, starting off your trip with that mini break in Amsterdam.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. If you want to know what this part of the world really looks like as well, you just mentioning trolls reminds me I've just seen half of the film Troll. That's worth seeing. There's also a series on TV which was called Fortitude, which is based in this part of the world as well. So look those up and you'll get a real flavour of life in this part of the world. So this is for August this year actually, and it's summer over in Europe as well. So in the price I'm going to give you right now for this Dreamaway package, the flight from Sydney over to Amsterdam, 3 nights there in a hotel, and then 2 weeks of cruising with Holland America line on the new Staten Dam via Scotland and the Shetlands up to the north of Norway and the North Cape. Some of the most stunning scenic cruising as well. End the cruise back in Amsterdam and the flight back to Sydney. Let's have a look at our price tag, because this is pretty special, let me tell you. If you've been waiting to do a trip like this, and there's no time like the present, is there really? You could plan a trip like this for 2 years' time, or you could say, let's do it this year. No time like now. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Let's have a look at the upgrades as well, talking of a good time on board. So if you want to upgrade to an ocean view, to a balcony, or maybe go all out for a suite. I'd imagine that's a massive treat. Is it, Joe, with Holland America on a suite?
Oh, you've got the Neptune Lounge as well, and you have your own personal concierge up there. You have your canapes, your coffee machine. It is like a different world, and it's worth the upgrade. If you can make it happen, it will be the most tailored and unique experience I think you'll ever have on a cruise.
Amazing. Don't forget you can break the payments down as well with Travel Pay Later, down into 6 or 12 equal payments as well. Even though this is coming up this August, you can still take advantage of that. Very, very simply, just talk to the team now on 1300 407 687. And that's just 3 very, very good ideas for travelling to this part of the world. There are many, many others on our website as well, and there's always lots going on at cruiseaway.com.au, so make sure you get on board there. And actually, if you haven't yet already, come and join nearly 50,000 people who are liking our Facebook page. Make sure you come, because we get lots and lots of updates. We'll update that, sort of every few days with the latest hot deals.
You should do a Facebook Live, Derek.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We might do that soon.
Keep watching.
Thanks for your company. See you soon.